Greetings, everyone. This is Jamal C. Boyd Sr. bringing you this next version of the journey. And today I wanted to talk about stress. A lot of what happens in my life, your life, our lives is and can be very stressful. But the way that I believe God is encouraging us to respond to those situations is to pause, pray, and obey what his commands are around knowing that he's there. He knows what's going on and he's going to deal with the situation on your behalf. But a lot of times we want to hold on to those things that God is asking us to give over to him to handle, hence causing us stress in life. I had someone say something to me yesterday about whether or not I ever get stressed, and I said, "Man, do I promote or act as if I don't?" And they said, "Man, when I read your post or when I hear your messages, you're always encouraging and inspiring." And I think a lot of that has to do with my level of faith that I've had to grow to over the years. I was not always where I am, and I'm not anywhere near where I had the potential to go. But I try to deal with stressful situations in a way where, I don't let the situation get the best of me. And then I always try to pause and reflect on what God did the last time I had a similar situation or the last time that I was stressed. I think we all get stressed over life, if you're married, your wife or your husband, your children, financial situations, credit scores, other kinds of things that may have an impact on how you function in life, and that can be very stressful. But again, I think in all of those scenarios or whatever your stressful situation might be, God has an answer for that situation. And a lot of times, again, just being real, we don't pause to trust God. We don't pause to relate to the things that happened in the past that God bailed us out of, or God dealt with, or God worked through, or God showed up right at the last second of our need to meet the need. And I think that when we are able to really fall back and really trust God and let God handle those things that are out of our control, life changes and we deal with stress differently. I try to handle my stress with a smile. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but I know that for the sake of my wife and my children, my family, my friends, and those that God has put me in front of that are watching, I need to show that God is faithful. And, there's not ever going to be a day where you're not challenged or stressed by something. But I think the way that God wants us to respond to those situations and the way that God wants us to display our belief and our faith in Him is evident in our actions and reactions to stress. So I hope to encourage you all that when the next time you experience a stressful situation, that you pause, pray, and obey. You pause to reflect on what God is trying to teach you and show you through that situation. You pray about the answer to that situation, and you obey what God is telling you to do in response to that. But also, in the midst of it, remember that God came through the last time that you had a similar or a same situation occur, or even if it's a new situation that you're dealing with, just trust God to do what He did the last time. This has been my next step or next message in the journey. I hope this is a helpful blessing to someone, and continue to follow the journey at hashtag the journey on all of the social media outlets. Talk to you soon.